Everyone's talking about universal basic income as the solution to AI job displacement. What if we were solving the wrong problem? In this video, I'll show you why UBI may not be the answer and reveal what we should be focusing on instead. This perspective will change how you think about the future of work. I'm Evan Goldstein. I'm a licensed professional engineer and a data scientist. And we're building the AI Capitalist to talk to leaders and thinkers like you about how we navigate this new world of thinking machines. Professor Gregory Hinton, the guy people call the godfather of AI for his game-changing work on artificial neural networks, recently chatted with BBC Newsnight. And he's pretty freaked out about AI snatching up a ton of regular jobs. He even mentioned that he was consulted by people from Downing Street and told them that universal basic income is a good idea. He went on to say that while AI can boost productivity and wealth, the cash is likely just going to end up in the pockets of the rich folks. Is this the real reason he bailed on Google's AI team? Honestly, the bigger question is whether you really need to shake up benefits like that because of AI. All right, let's break it down. So universal basic income is basically the idea that everyone gets a monthly paycheck from the government no matter what's going on in their lives. Believe it or not, UBI isn't just some wild fantasy. It's already been tried in loads of places, including the US. And guess what? Most of those trials have been a hit. I mean, who doesn't like getting a check in the mail? They've helped chill people out, boosted productivity, and made life a bit more enjoyable. Plus, a bunch of genius economists agree that UBI could actually work financially. Like the London School of Economics figured out that if we fork out enough for UBI to really make a difference, at least for the UK case, £11,000 per person each year, we could totally cover that with a flat tax of 45%. Yeah, I know that sounds hefty, but according to this study, middle and lower income families would still end up with the same or even more cash in hand, thanks to the UBI balancing that tax hit. And I have to admit that I have some skepticism over the study's numbers. Most of the time, studies that seek to push a particular program fail to account for the fact that people adjust. So this study just comes from the UK, which is already seeing an exodus of its wealthiest citizens because they did away with non-dom tax status. They kept hiking taxes, and they disincentivized entrepreneurs and business people from living in the country. The implications of the study are that they'll probably simply extract more wealth from the wealthy, same wealthy individuals who are already streaming out of the country in droves, so the pot's going to dry up. But don't expect policy bureaucrats to understand anything about the long-term effect of their policies. So why hasn't this taken off everywhere yet? It mostly boils down to some political drama and debates about how much UBI really needs to be effective. There are plenty of studies out there saying that AI is about to shake things up in the job market big time. One recent survey asked 800 hiring managers if they planned on laying people off because AI is taking over some jobs, and a whopping 78% said yes. The jobs that are on the chopping block are mostly entry-level roles like research, data entry, customer service, and general office help. Goldman Sachs is warning that we could lose or downgrade around 300 million jobs in the next few years thanks to AI. That's worldwide, not just in one particular country. Otherwise, in the United States, that'd be everyone, almost. And that's just two examples. There's tons more studies and predictions floating around that say the same thing. So these studies and predictions give some weight to Hilton's warnings and his predictions. Unfortunately, they don't really match up with what's actually going on with AI. Tons of studies show that AI just isn't cutting it when it comes to replacing humans, even for the most basic jobs. In fact, every time companies have tried this, they ended up spending as much, if not more, on hiring people to keep an eye on the AI than if they just hired humans straight up. So we can take Cruise as an example, and they've admitted that their workers had to step up and take control of their AI-powered robot taxis every 2.5 to 5 miles, which is a pretty short distance for a taxi company. And then Amazon's Just Walk Out grocery stores, sure, they use AI to scan and charge customers as they leave without a checkout line, but the system was so off that it ended up costing Amazon a fortune in remote workers to fix the mess. And they ultimately ditched the whole idea and went back to just using actual staff and self-checkouts instead. Let's be real, AI isn't getting any cheaper anytime soon. We're reaching a stage where further improvements are going to cost way more, even if they're just small upgrades. So honestly, keeping human workers around is still the most wallet-friendly move for the foreseeable future. So what's the deal with those studies and predictions? Well, first off, pay attention to the fact that the study focused on managers who are thinking about using AI, not those who are actually using it. Also, have you noticed how many big-name investment banks like Goldman Sachs have poured tons of cash into AI companies? Honestly, these results and predictions feel kind of sketchy and self-serving. The same goes for the folks at the helm of AI companies who helped to play a key role in developing AI tech like Hinton. Of course, they want to hype up their inventions and products as game changers, and it's totally natural for them to want to boost their ego or try to rake in more business. But the fact of the matter is that a recent survey from Bank of America revealed that 40% of fund managers believe AI stocks are totally overhyped right now. And if you feel that you're gaining value from this episode, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like button. Lets me know I'm making what you want to see. It spreads it to others. Thank you for supporting AI Capitalist. Those big promises they're making, they probably won't pan out. So as much as I'd love to see universal basic income actually happen in the near future, I really don't think that AI is going to be the key to making it a reality. We also have to think about how UBI will affect the people it is intended to help. The biblical model for social welfare was not universal handouts, but rather structured opportunities for work. The most famous example is the law of and the payout, which is in Leviticus 19:9 through 10, and in Leviticus 23:22. These biblical laws required farmers to leave corners of their fields unharvested, as well as produce that dropped from the trees to the ground to be left in place for the poor to collect themselves. It maintained the dignity of work because those receiving charity had to go into the field and actually put in labor to gain the reward, while it also provided for those in need. What doesn't seem to be a part of the conversation is the incentive structure for setting up UBI, which is really a conversation that's not usually had with most government policies. What incentive do highly productive and value-producing individuals have to remain in a country that extracts the value that they create? Also, I don't see what's unique about artificial intelligence as opposed to any other technological upgrade that makes it especially important for the government to step in and take over another huge section of the economy. All this would be happening while populations, and especially the number of younger people, is already in rapid decline, and while the population of older people is mushrooming out of control. UBI isn't really socialism, which implies that the workers or the employees are taking over the means of production or the company. It's paying for non-production. What benefit is disincentivizing production to anyone? No, because of the basic math and the incentive structure, I just don't see how UBI will become a reality under current circumstances.